Hey guys, Coach Chris here. I am down at Wolf Lake in Indiana for Leon's Triathlon. It's the day before the race, and we have the Dare to Try Paratriathlon club and community doing their military camps. They have a lot of athletes out here swimming, getting a practice swim on, so you might be able to see them over my shoulder. But if you do this race, typically the swim start is jumping off of a dock behind what they call the PAV, the pavilion. And so I have a couple tips. One, before you get in the water, splash some water on your face, cool down your skin temperature so that the shock when you jump in is not too bad. Once you're in the water, you'll tread water for a little bit, and then they'll send off the wave with a horn. So you might be treading water for a little bit. It's good to practice treading water or just floating on your back to save a little bit of energy, but also use that as an opportunity to get your breathing established. So put the head in the water, take a couple breaths, see if you can do at least 5 or 10 breaths in a row, cooling that skin temperature down. You can also try to get water inside your wetsuit beforehand so that that warms up and it'll create a warm layer before you get in the water. But it's actually pretty warm. Usually it's in the mid to high 60s, and right now it's actually in the low 70s already here in Wolf Lake. So it's a good at least 10 degrees warmer than Lake Michigan right now. Once you do get in the water, one tip I do recommend for sighting is looking for the big electrical towers in the horizon. Sight against those on your way out. You know, when you are getting into the water, as you're walking down the dock, glance over, look at those groups of 3 towers and pick which one you want to sight against that lines up with the buoys. Once you go out and you're coming back, you can sight against the American flags, and there's a big scaffolding here. It's really hard to miss. Or even the towers of the pavilion where the transition area is are a great way to sight. Now, a couple unique features about Leon's Tri. The course is a little unique. At the end of the swim, and you can kind of see it over my shoulder here, you can see the buoys line up in a straight line, so you're coming in this way. And some athletes were actually standing up about 100 to 200 yards out because there's a sandbar. It's really shallow. So if you want to avoid hitting the sandbar while you're swimming, stay as close as you can to the buoys. So it'll be on your left. Stay as close as you can to the left with the buoys on your left. As you're coming in, it's a little bit deeper so you can swim more consistently. You never know on the sandbar, while it might be beneficial to get up and start running. One year I did cut my foot on a sharp object. Could have been a zebra mussel. There's little sharp objects in the water sometimes. It's usually mussels like clamshells that are very sharp. It can cut your feet. So you do want to be careful with that. With that in mind, the sandbar, after about 50 yards, the sandbar goes away and it gets deep again. So you will have to start swimming. You don't want to be that person that starts running and starts peeling their wetsuit off early and then realizing too late that it gets deep again. So keep your wetsuit on, just try to keep swimming all the way. And as you come into the finish, swim all the way up to, and there's actually a AstroTurf, a carpeting that they put down on the boat ramp that is the exit. And you want to swim all the way until your hand pretty much touches the ground. Don't get up too early, again, because if you get up too early and it's deep, you might cut your feet on something sharp. So you want to swim all the way up to the carpeting, touch the carpeting with your hand, then get up and run into transition. But the nice thing about Leon's Tri is it is a very beginner-friendly venue. It's with a sandbar towards the end of the swim. If you get a little nervous towards the end, you can stand up. And it's a nice body of water that's a lot warmer than Lake Michigan this time of year. They also usually, like today, have an open practice swim time. So it's not a lot of races will have that, where you can go the day before, get in the water, acclimate, get used to the water temperature, get used to your gear. So if you haven't swam in open water in a while, definitely use that as an opportunity to get used to swimming in open water. But hopefully I'll see some of you out there, and good luck on race day for everyone doing especially their first triathlon or first open water swim. We'll see you at the start, and we'll see you at the finish.